The mirror in the attic. The rain had been falling all night, drumming softly on the roof of the old house. Anna sat by the window, staring into the darkness, her thoughts restless. She had inherited this house from her grandmother, a towering, creaky structure filled with forgotten memories. She had planned to sell it, but something kept her here, something she couldn't quite place. It wasn't until the third night in the house that she noticed the attic door, hidden behind a faded tapestry. Strange, she thought. She'd been through every room, but this door had escaped her notice. Curious, she grabbed a flashlight and made her way up the narrow stairs. The attic was full of dust and cobwebs, the air thick with the scent of old wood. Broken furniture, boxes of forgotten belongings, and an ancient, full-length mirror stood in the far corner, its surface covered with a heavy cloth. Anna hesitated, her pulse quickening. Something about that mirror drew her in, though she couldn't explain why. She approached slowly and lifted the cloth. The mirror was tall, its ornate frame made of dark wood with intricate carvings of vines and flowers. But it wasn't just the craftsmanship that caught her eye. It was the faint, eerie glow that seemed to come from deep within the glass. Anna's reflection stared back at her, but it felt wrong. She blinked, and for a split second, her reflection didn't follow her movement. She stepped back, heart racing. Maybe it was just her imagination, the dim light playing tricks on her. But when she stepped closer again, her reflection remained still, watching her with a cold, calculating expression. Suddenly, the reflection smiled, an unnerving, twisted grin that made Anna's blood run cold. Panicking, she dropped the flashlight, and in that brief moment of darkness, she heard a voice, whispering her name, soft and sinister. Anna. Her breath caught in her throat. She fumbled for the flashlight, but before she could turn it back on, the mirror began to shimmer, the surface rippling like water. A hand, her hand, reached out from the glass and grabbed her wrist. She screamed and yanked herself free, stumbling backward. But it wasn't over. The reflection climbed out of the mirror, slowly, deliberately, as though it had been waiting for this moment for a long time. It stood before her now, identical in every way. But there was a darkness in its eyes that wasn't hers. "You've freed me," it whispered, the voice no longer just in her head but coming from her own lips, twisted by the reflection. Anna backed away, heart pounding. What are you?" The reflection stepped forward, its smile widening. "I am you, or at least I was, but I was trapped, a long time ago, bound to that mirror by your grandmother. She knew what I was capable of. But now, I'm free." Anna's mind raced. Her grandmother had never spoken of any curse, any dark secret. But the house, the attic, it had always seemed like it held something back, something waiting to be uncovered. The reflection moved closer, its eyes gleaming with malice. "And now, I'm going to take what's mine, your life, your world." Without thinking, Anna grabbed the first thing her hand found, an old rusted candlestick, and swung it at the reflection. It shattered into pieces of glass, crumbling to the floor. She stood there, breathing hard, staring at the shards. But the moment of relief was brief. From each shard, her reflection began to rise again, fragment by fragment. Dozens of twisted, broken versions of herself began crawling toward her. Desperate, Anna looked around the attic. There had to be something, anything, that could stop this nightmare. Then she remembered her grandmother's old diary, buried in one of the boxes she'd seen earlier. She tore through the attic, throwing open boxes until she found it. Flipping through the brittle pages, she found it, an entry written in a hurried, trembling hand. "The mirror holds the curse, but the fire is the key. Only flames can break the bond." Without hesitation, Anna grabbed the nearest oil lamp and smashed it against the mirror. Flames roared to life, engulfing the mirror and the fragments scattered on the floor. The twisted reflections writhed and screamed as the fire consumed them, their forms melting back into the glass. Anna stumbled back as the fire raged. The attic was soon filled with smoke, and she knew she had to get out. She ran down the stairs, heart racing, not stopping until she was outside in the cold, wet night. She stood there, watching the attic window as the flames licked the glass, her heart pounding in her chest. The fire department would be here soon, but the mirror, the curse, was gone. Or so she hoped. But deep inside, she knew. Some things were never truly gone. Some things, once released, never let go.